What up, what it do, guys? Welcome back to Spaz the Riches. I'm your boy Spaz, and today we are going to be watching Dale Jr. with Ken Schrader's greatest story ever told and greatest moments in I think it was DJD History. So anyway, we're gonna jump right on into this video. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Let's do it.
Was still one of the best weeks ever.
It was a rite of passage. So it was. So my dad's guys didn't talk to me much. So when you asked me to go on this trip, I'm like, this was extremely way out of character for me, for anybody in Dad's generation. And all I know is I'm going to get on a King Air to leave Statesville Regional Airport, and I'm flying somewhere to meet up with Ken Schrader, and I'm going to be with him for a week.
We started out in St. Louis.
I was 15 years old.
This is 16.
16. Yeah, that's right.
You drove a truck up there.
And I got on the plane, and I'm reading the Bible, all right, in this King Air, flying to meet Kenny. A day or two before I got on this plane to leave, I had been reading the Bible.
And if I remember right, because I was already
important.
I was already
knowing how we know this trip turned.
Did Dad come to you and say, "Take that damn boy with you somewhere," or did you ask him? How did that?
We just talking, and I said we'll take Junior on a trip with us. We'll just go racing all week. And he just looked at me, and I said racing. And he knew, and I also heard
he knew what
he knew what was going to happen, which nothing bad happened. Nothing happened that no one's going to jail for.
No.
And
y'all land, and then what? And then where do you meet up with Ken?
I don't know.
St. Louis.
Remember?
St. Louis. We ran Grant City, Illinois the first night because we got pictures of us because we won that race.
Yes. Yeah, I remember y'all running around. You had a little bit of a match race, maybe. Or no?
I don't know, but we won the feature.
Yeah. They didn't really start loading up or hustling to get out of there. Everybody else is kind of leaving a little bit at a time, and before you know it, it's just Kenny in his truck and 30 people maybe. Is a lot of freaking people, it seemed like. Just standing around.
Big cooler.
Yeah, standing around drinking beer.
Yeah.
And I was standing there with Ann, and I said...
Kenny's wife.
Yeah. I went in...
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is like a podcast from what I'm seeing. I don't really watch podcasts, but I feel like this is what it'd be like. It's just like whenever people talking on one of them radio shows about what's going on. This video was actually requested, so that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, this is like a little podcast.
Into the RV for to either pee or to
hope you still enjoy it.
We were geared up. We had the hauler and a motorhome.
Yeah. And she says, "You want a beer?" And I was like, "Oh, I can't drink a beer." And she goes, "Yeah, you can." And I said, "Well, I don't want anybody to know I'm drinking a beer." She goes, "Well, you can just pour it in this cup." And so she poured me a beer in a Dixie cup.
She was the bad
influence. And so then I drank a bunch of beer. And then I walked over to the racetrack, climbed up in the flag stand and just looking around, checking the track out. I mean, it's like 12 o'clock at night. It's midnight. They'd still left the lights on. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was really a unique... I'm standing there, with Schrader, and I ain't no danger, and we are just grassroots and
drinking,
having a beer.
Yeah, we still do that every week, Dale.
Yeah,
every week.
And then at about 2:00 in the morning, Schrader goes, "All right, we should start heading on to the next place." So we go to Belle Claire. This one I remember specifically because. We, by this time, drinking beer every day, all day, it seemed like.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
I was racing.
Yeah, he was racing. But now I'm getting my own beers after a few days, right? And me and the banker.
We don't have to ask anymore.
I'm comfortable. I know where the cooler is.
Real comfortable.
Yeah, real comfortable. Right. Now I got a couple nudie magazines. The Bible's long gone.
Your dad stuck his head in the camper at Topeka
during his practice.
Yeah, and he says, "Junior up there," he said, "He's fine." And he's like, he's got a magazine and beer cans besides the couch. I said, "I'm good, Dad."
Yeah.
So he didn't see that.
Oh, he didn't. He
didn't take notice of anything awry at that moment. I didn't even know he did that. I don't remember that.
Wow.
So I remember there's heat races going on and everything, and I'm hanging out with the crew, and then we saw these two hippies in two wheelchairs fighting, and I don't know. I just sticks in my mind.
I miss some of that.
He was in the car driving, but I remember two guys in wheelchairs toppled over, and both of them had a hold of each other's hair. Not one was wanting to let go of the other. And they were upset with each other.
Oh my God!
But and I remember we were in the King Air a little bit, flying to a couple things. Where were we when we went to the Gentlemen's Club?
Well, we flew back from Belleville, Kansas, and we had to run to Topeka, where your daddy was coming in, and we were all going to race. Rick Hendrick was there, and we were all going to race Sunday.
So that's a Saturday night?
Saturday night.
Okay.
We flew back to Topeka.
I thought that was in the middle of the week for some reason.
No, Topeka was Saturday night. We didn't race Saturday night. We just went and watched Topeka. And Saturday night, you were
tuned up.
You were tuned up.
Yeah. So Saturday night, Schrader and them all organized a trip to the Gentlemen's Club.
Well, it was between the airport.
I mean, it was a stop.
It was on the way home.
You wouldn't have gone
on the way home.
You wouldn't dare go out of your way to the Gentlemen's Club.
No, we had a van.
I mean,
we're in a van. We pull up, and Schrader is like all of them are sort of talking. Now I'm sitting there, and we're in this van pulling in, and a couple of people were like, "They ain't gonna let him in." Schrader's like, "Oh, they'll let him in." No, they're not gonna let him in. Ain't no way. So Schrader's like, "All right. We're going to form a circle. Junior, you get in the middle. Just eyes forward. Don't say a word. We're just going to go in. They're never even going to see you."
It didn't work.
So we get to the door, and we tried to go on in, and the guy goes, "Hey, you can't come in." A little bit of conversation. "Sorry, just can't let him in." So Schrader, I said, "Y'all go in. I'm going to go back out to the van." And another guy follows me. And he's like, he had hung out with us a little bit, but he hadn't been on the whole trip. So he's like, let's sit in the bed of this pickup truck next to the van. There's a truck next to the van. Me and him sit in the bed.
We don't know whose truck it is.
So me and him get the beer cooler. We sit in the bed of the pickup truck, and we're drinking beer, and we're just watching people come in and out of the parking lot. I'm sitting there talking to this guy, we're just having a great conversation. I watched a gun deal go down. What? So. Yeah, I watched a guy selling guns at the trunk of his car. It's like an old '78 Ford Mercury or something, big old clunker wagon. And me and this guy are sitting in the bed of this pickup truck, and two guys are standing at the back of this Mercury with the trunk open, just talking and looking in there and talking and looking in there. I imagine it was guns. I don't know. I'm going to assume it was guns. Who knows what could have been in there. But anyways, we didn't say a word. We just sat there. It was amazing. We were sitting, and time goes by, right? An hour or two, whatever it was. I don't know how long.
Oh, I'm sure it wasn't near that long.
Well, we
wouldn't have been in there very long.
I don't know how long it was, but I wasn't worried. Finally, they all come barreling on out of there. Yeah, man, that was a great time. Everybody get back in the van, and we get in the van and drive off, right? And probably about 5.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This video might be broken down into a couple clips because I got ADHD and I just cannot sit here and watch this whole podcast. This is why I don't watch podcasts. It could be something that's really interesting to me, like wrestling or like stuff like that, shoes or something like that. Even rappers. I will not sit down and watch their whole podcast. I won't do it. Well, at least not like all at once. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the video right here. If you enjoy and you want to see the rest of this video, or you want to see the second part to this video, because I don't know, it might be broken down into 3 parts. It might only be broken down into 2. But if you want to see the second part of this video, we need like 100 likes on this video. If you want to see the second part, we're gonna do like 100 likes. And I know you guys can get to it. So 100 likes for the second part of this video. Please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time.
You like how I walk, You like a soldier, nigga, a boss. You know what I'm on, How you cap, bitch, you weak. Bitch, you lame on that lame old shit. For yourself, we killed. I take the gun off your hip. Dish you that shit like a feel. Don't do young hoes.